It is another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the 5 films released on October 2nd, 2009, and a really good week of movies coming up here. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. Let's start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, the wonderfully creative and inventive Zombieland.
Or shut up. Critics everywhere are head over heels for the #1 movie in America.
Right.
Zombieland is one of the best comedies this year.
It's all good.
Zombieland, rated R, now playing.
Sorry for the sucky-looking trailer, but you know what? That's the only way I'm probably going to get this video on here without it getting copyrighted. But watch, it's still going to get copyrighted, probably for the movies that are coming up later on the show. But anyway, this is Zombieland, and in this you have 4 survivors of a zombie apocalypse: Tallahassee, played by Woody Harrelson; Columbus, played by Jesse Eisenberg; Wichita, played by Emma Stone; and Little Rock, played by Abigail Breslin, who make their way on an extended cross-country road trip to find a sanctuary free from zombies. And this was originally written as a television pilot, which is very coincidental because there was going to be a television series after this movie was a success, but then that got canceled and they eventually made it into the second movie in general. And well, what can you say about this movie that hasn't already been said? It's a really damn good movie. I mean, it's a very funny movie. It's a good zombie comedy, and it's one that legitimately does have some good terrifying moments in there. Like in the beginning, there's a couple of scenes where I jumped the first time I saw it, because it's just like, that is like, it comes out of nowhere what they do with it. It's a good jump scare. Like, it's not one of these jump scares where you could see it coming a mile away. No, they do a pretty good job of balancing out moments where you think you know when the jump scares are coming, and then one comes in near the beginning of the movie. It's just like, okay, wow, that actually is really good. And but on top of that, it's just a fun movie. You get to see these 4 characters working off each other. They really do work off each other really well. They are a lot of fun to watch. They're very likable. They're very funny, and there's just so much about them that you really do like about them overall. Like, you want to see them succeed in their journey overall, and you want them to overcome their fears in general, especially during the zombie apocalypse. And not only that, you have a great visual look to the film. Not just the way this film looks, but just the zombies alone look pretty cool. The way they kill them off is pretty awesome. I mean, the comedy in here is top-notch. And you want to talk about great casting in this movie. Bill Murray playing himself and basically just making fun of his bad movie choices, specifically Garfield. I mean, that was pitch-perfect casting. I don't know if I don't know if they brought him on here, wanted to do this, or he wanted to come on here anyway, but it pays off big time. It's a cameo that is well worth it just for that alone, and so much so that he appears in the sequel, too. But, yeah, not much more to really say about this movie because everybody's pretty much already said what they need to say about this film. This is a really funny movie. It's a really great film. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, what more do I need to say about this? Zombieland, absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic, very, very good film. If you haven't seen it already, get your ass off and see it because it's more than worth it. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get to not really a new release, but a re-release of not one, but 2 movies, Toy Stories 1 and 2 in 3D.
All right, let's go, everybody. Buzz, Buzz, this. Brother Buzz, where the heck are you? Right here, Woody. You've got to see this. What are you doing? These glasses, they let you see into the 3rd dimension. What? Let me see that. Wow! Here, let me show you. This is like 3D.
Oh, howdy, boys. I'm in 3D. Whoa! Whoa!
Ready to go, Woody? Rex, you're not in 3D. Well, of course I'm in 3D. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Guys, look, I'm fixed. 3D. Gotcha! Ah!
Yeah, spoiler alert, this isn't going to be in theaters for just 2 weeks, because, you know, they always say, you know, for 2 weeks only, it's going to be in theaters, and then it becomes a success, and they're just like, oh shit, we got to extend this. I mean, that's going to happen with another movie at the end of the month that was supposed to be in theaters for 1 week, and then it actually became a success, but, this is Toy Story and Toy Story 2 being re-released in Disney Digital 3D. That was the big thing they were touting around that time. A lot of their blockbusters were becoming more 3D oriented, so you can go to a theater and watch it in 3D, and it actually looks like good 3D, not this post-production crap that you're going to see later on with stuff like Clash of the Titans and The Last Airbender. No, this isn't that type of 3D. This is a 3D where they actually went in, took the time to make sure the 3D doesn't look terrible, and it looks really good. And plus, the plus is you get to see 2 classic movies on the big screen once again for the price of one. That was the big thing about it. Like, you get to see not just Toy Story, but also Toy Story 2 in one package where you don't have to pay an extra cent for it. And people went to go see it. It was a pretty big success overall, and it was mostly being done because of the fact that there was a new Toy Story movie coming out, and you got to see the first trailer for it through this, and it was there to help build the excitement up, build up the anticipation for the new Toy Story movie coming up. And it's a movie that paid out very well. I went to go see this in theaters a couple of times because I had seen the original Toy Story in theaters. I never saw Toy Story 2 in theaters until I went to this re-release. And it was very interesting what they did. So when you go in there, they show off the previews, of course, and then there's a little bit of an intermission between the previews and the first Toy Story movie, where they show off they do like a Q&A, if you will, like a little movie trivia thing, basically centering around Toy Story, and then it jumps into the first movie. I think there was a short that was before the films, so in between the films as well. So you got to see, I think, 2 short films, if I remember correctly. But they show the first movie, then they go into this little intermission, so you can go get your popcorn refilled, get your drinks refilled, that type of stuff, and then it jumps into Toy Story 2, and it worked very well. It was a big thing that paid off in the end. And it was just a really good, fun time to see this on the big screen again. I mean, it was just such a good time overall. I mean, I don't really need to say more about how much I enjoy these movies. I mean, Toy Story and Toy Story 2 are the best movies of the 90s, and 2 of the best movies of the 90s, and they're just great films overall. There really is nothing more I could add to this, except the fact that this was a re-release that really worked out and paid off big time for Disney, and it eventually led them to do the same thing to other Disney classics. So, I mean, not too long after this, The Lion King got a 3D release that really opened the door for them to start re-releasing these movies in 3D again. We got that. We got Beauty and the Beast. Then The Little Mermaid got a 3D re-release. So did Monsters, Inc., so did Finding Nemo. I mean, this became the norm for a little bit. And that's one of the cool things about the 3D trend of this time period, because they took movies that didn't feel like they really needed to be in 3D, but they put them in 3D, and it worked out. You didn't really notice that it was bad 3D conversion. They actually went in there, put their time and effort to put this in 3D and make it look realistic and actually cool looking, and it did pay off in a big way. And this was the movie that kind of started that whole trend off. And we're going to get to a couple more of them as the next couple of years go on. So with that said, let's go ahead and get back to some newer movies. Probably the weakest of the 5 films we have here, but it's still pretty good. Ricky Gervais starring in The Invention of Lying.
Imagine a world where no one could lie.
You're chubby and you have a snub nose. You're almost definitely getting fired.
She's way out of your league. Your opinion.
Except this guy.
The world's gonna end unless we have sex right now.
Do we have time to get to a motel?
The Invention of Lying is brilliant, original, and laugh out loud funny. Jennifer Garner is charming, and Ricky Gervais is a comedy genius.
Saved a baby from a burning building and a bear.
There's a burning building and a bear.
The Invention of Lying, rated PG-13, starts this fall.
Like I said, it's the weakest of the 5 films we have here, but at the same time, there is still a lot to admire about the movie. I think it has a really good, fun premise overall, where you have Ricky Gervais as the first human with the ability to lie in a world where people can only tell the truth. And as you see in that trailer there, you see a number of different people, such as Jennifer Garner, Jonah Hill, Louis C.K., Jeffrey Tambor, Fenoma Flanagan, Rob Lowe, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Tina Fey. And again, not a great movie overall. It has a good concept, but it's one of those movies where good concept, just not the best execution overall. I think the biggest problem with it is that, the whole idea of the movie sounds like a really good idea. A world where everyone tells the truth, and then this one guy figures out, hey, he can just go ahead and lie and people will buy it. Good concept, but what's the payoff at the end? Like, what am I supposed to take away from it? That's where the movie starts to lose it, because their way of figuring out how to get out of that situation is by basically saying, let's just take the sitcom trope. Let's take the safe way out. And for me, that's where the film kind of loses it. It's a movie where so much potential could have been made there, especially considering that this is a Gervais film that he wrote and also co-directed along with Matthew Robinson, who also co-wrote the film. Matthew Robinson, of course. Is this the same guy that did... No, it is not. I thought this was the same guy that did Battery's not included. But no, this is the guy that did not great movies, monster trucks, but he did rewrite the script for Edge of Tomorrow. So, no, wait, no, I'm reading it wrong. He was going to rewrite the script for the Edge of Tomorrow sequel. So, yeah, I'm completely giving you bum information here. So just forget I said anything about him. It's also a movie he wrote and directed. Let's just go with that. But like I said, it just goes kind of the safe PG-13 rom-com marketable way out instead of actually going full in on this whole idea. Like, I feel like you could have made a really good R-rated movie based off of this, but it sadly just doesn't go down that route, and it really does hurt the film in the long run. It's a film where there are but it's a movie where it's not a complete waste of time. It still can be very funny when it needs to, but at the same time, you just feel like there could have been so much more to it. I really do feel like there would have been a great R-rated comedy here had they gone all in on it, but they didn't. But at the same time, it's not a complete waste of time. It's a film that is very funny. There are a lot of moments that did make me laugh, but yeah, it's a movie that still could have been so much better. But as it is, it's fine for what it is. Like I said, it's the weakest of the 5 films we have to look at here. And on a weekend where we have so many good movies, to read it to say, this is good, but not great, that's a pretty damn good weekend overall. Case in point with a comedy that not only works, but man, around this time we were getting some good comedies and movies that nobody had even heard of, and nobody even gave a crap about. But this is why a show like this is more than worth it, because I get to talk about great films like our next film, Drew Barrymore's Whip It.
If I could have dinner with anyone, it would have to be God.
My mom is gonna kill me. It says temporary.
Also from Bodine, Miss Bliss Cavender.
I'm sorry that these pageants don't live up to your high moral standards, but there's a lot you can learn from them no matter what you go on to be in life. Out of all the places to go to in the world, who would come to Bodine? So, what are you, like, alternative now? Alternative to what? What is this? Roller derby?
Welcome to skate night at the warehouse. Clean up on aisle 5.
I just want to tell y'all that you're my new heroes. Well, put some skates on. Be your own hero. The last time I wore skates, say Barbies on them. I want to be her. I guess I do. You could be our mascot. I'm going to change my work schedule because I want to take an SAT class on Tuesdays, Thursdays.
I'm impressed.
I like smart girls. That's why I married your mama. Well, that I knocked her up.
Looking good, Barbie.
I could make out with him, if that is it.
Has anyone ever thrown up on the track before?
Yeah. Get ready to meet your newest Girl Scout, Babe Ruth.
This is your SAT class?
I am in love with this.
I cannot take losing the chance for our kid to be happy.
We're number 2. We're number 2.
He came in second out of 2 teams. So it's celebrate mediocrity. That's fantastic.
I mean, aren't we always celebrating mediocrity? We were celebrating a Minecraft movie becoming the biggest hit of the year. I mean, as at the time of recording this, but it's just like, we're all celebrating mediocrity at some point, but this movie is not mediocre in any way, shape, or form. I really love the hell out of this movie. You have a story where you have Ellen Page as a teenage girl from the fictional town of Bodine, Texas, who joins a roller derby team, a team that includes notable faces such as Kristen Wiig, Drew Barrymore, you see Eve there, just some of the many cast members in this movie. You know, you see Aaliyah Shawkat from Arrested Development, Marcia Gay Harden playing kind of the bitchy mom in this, which is kind of a character that she played a lot of in the latter half of the decade when you really think about it. like she would always play like the bitchy like woman who like has to be the center of attention, or just the mother who is so upper class and doesn't like that her family is so lower class. Like she plays that type of a character here. She can make it work, but you get that. Of course, you got Daniel Stern, who is very funny in here. Jimmy Fallon in one of his few very funny roles in a movie. As I mentioned before, Kristen Wiig, Zoe Bell, Eve, Drew Barrymore, Juliette Lewis playing the opposing roller derby girls, Ari Grainer. Terrific cast. Drew Barrymore really knocked it out of the park with this one here. I mean, the idea alone is really cool. I mean, roller derby girls are a lot cooler than I think most people would give a second chance to. But yeah, they are. There's something fun about watching roller derby girls is when you watch them in action. I mean, they're more entertaining to watch than I think most people would give them credit for. And this movie really works. This is a film that just plays it well. Drew Barrymore, like I said, knocks it out of the park as a director. It's a shame she hasn't directed anything else since then. This was a movie that was supposed to be, the movie that showed that, hey, she could be a great director, but unfortunately, nobody went to go see the movie. It came and went. It was trashed at the box office, even though it did make back its $15 million budget. And it got a lot of good reviews when it came out. It's just the fact that the film just didn't play with people, and it just kind of disappeared. Like, after this movie came out, nobody ever talked about it again, which is a shame because it is such a good movie. It is a very funny film. It's a very smart film. It's a very nice coming-of-age story about this girl who is trying to find her place in the world and wants to be her own person. And yeah, she finds it through roller derby, and it's pretty friggin' amazing what they were able to do with it. And it makes roller derby seem a lot cooler than most people would give it credit for. This writer, Shauna Cross, played Derby. She was Maggie Mayhem for the Los Angeles Derby Dolls. This is based off of a story she wrote, and she went on to become. She hasn't really done anything of noteworthiness as a writer since then, and the films she's made since have not been that great. What to Expect When You're Expecting was not a great movie. If I Stay, and then Bad Santa 2, which were not very good movies. So this is the best thing she ever wrote, which is unfortunate, but the performances overall are great in here. Everybody plays their parts really well. Daniel Stern is great in the movie. Like, I like the fact that he can be funny but also sentimental and play. And like I said with Marcia Gay Harden, she's kind of on the side of the. She's kind of like a higher up compared to everybody else. You can see her as kind of a bitchy character, but she plays it very well, and she's a great actress. She's proven time and time again that she can be a great actress. I mean, I don't really need to say anything more about Ellen Page in this movie. I mean, she's really great in here, too. The one person that really comes out of this looking really good and actually having one of the stronger performances is Eve, of all people. And Eve is a great actor. Eve's a great singer, a great rapper. She's also a great actress. You've seen her in the Barbershop movies, but here she really gets a chance to really outdo herself, and she actually makes it work big time. Everybody in here plays their parts really well. The action scenes are not really action scenes, but the scenes of the roller derby are really cool. Like I said, the comedy is top notch. The lighter moments are very good too. It's a great movie. It's a great movie that unfortunately no one got to see, but man, you got to find this movie. Seek this movie out. This is one you have to see. It's definitely one of the best movies of a year where we had a lot of really good underrated films that nobody went to go see. We talked about several of them. We just had one a couple weeks ago with Jennifer's Body. We talked about Sunshine Cleaning. We talked about Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. I mean, these really good comedies that got either pushed off to the side or just completely forgotten as soon as they went to DVD. There's a lot of good stuff in this movie that deserves to be seen. This is one you got to check out. This is one of those films where I would say this is one of those movies that you have to seek out and find because it is definitely worth the search for it. Whip It, definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed by it. It was a runner-up as one of the year's best movies for me. It's a great film. I can't recommend this one enough. And speaking of underrated movies, you can kind of say that this last one's also a very underrated movie too. It's the latest film from the Coen brothers. This is A Serious Man.
Please, I need help. I've had marital problems.
Honey, I think it's time that we start talking about a divorce.
Larry, we're gonna be fine.
Professional, you name it.
Larry, we've received a number of letters denigrating you and urging us not to grant you tenure. I need help. We're going to be fine. I've tried to be a serious man. We're going to be fine. Tried to do right, be a member of the community. We're going to be fine. Please, just tell him I need help. Please. We're going to be fine. I need help. We're going to be fine.
The rabbi is busy.
He didn't look busy.
He's thinking.
With one of the greatest trailers of all time. I mean, just the way that they play the scenes in this movie of him getting smacked in the head and having somebody hug the dude and it's just like, we're gonna be fine. Like the way they show it and just the way that ended. I mean, and also they had Don't You Want Somebody to Love there too. I had to cut that off for obvious reasons, copyright concerns, but maybe this isn't as underrated as I think it is. I just know that when it came out, it kind of came and went, and nobody really talked about it all that much, but apparently it has been considered since then one of the Coen brothers' best films and considered one of the greatest films of the 21st century, if you want to go by what Wikipedia says. And the links here, yeah, some of them are saying it's one of the best films of the 21st century, best American independent films of the 21st century. So maybe there is more to it, but more of a fan base to it than I've been led to believe. But regardless, this is a fantastic movie. Set in 1967, this film stars Michael Stuhlbarg, who's a Minnesotan Jewish man whose life crumbles both professionally and personally, leading him to questions about his faith. And as that trailer shows, his wife is about to divorce him, his job kind of sucks, he's getting treated poorly, he's got a fascination with his next-door neighbor, played by Amy Landecker, who is, I mean, let's just say you get to see a lot of her in this movie, and I'll just leave it at that, But yeah, this is a really solid film. This is up there with some of the Coen brothers' best movies. And it really is one of the Coen brothers' best movies. It's a terrific film. And Michael Stuhlbarg, this is my first time seeing him in anything. I know he's been a character actor for so many years. And he had been working since '92. But this was the movie that really introduced me and a lot of people to him. Because, of course, he would later go on to star in the Doctor Strange movies. He was in Hitchcock, Lincoln. He was in Men in Black 3, Blue Jasmine, Hugo, Arrival, The Shape of Water, and of course he's been on television, Boardwalk Empire, Fargo. A great actor overall, and like this is a movie that really shows that he had the potential to be a great leading actor. And like I said, it really is one where it doesn't feel like he got to do a whole lot in general, but he makes it work in here. The performances overall in this movie are great. Richard Kind is really good here, playing his brother. You have Adam Arkin in here. As I mentioned, Amy Landecker, Jessica McManus, Sari Lennox, Fivish Finkel from Boston Public and Picket Fences, Simon Helberg from The Big Bang Theory, Ray Burke, Pap Schmier from the Naked Gun movies, Michael Lerner, Steve Park. Just a terrific, terrific cast, and just a movie that is so well done. It blends the comedy and the dramatic moments really well. And it was a film that was really worthy of being one of the best pictures of the year. And it was one of the films that was nominated for Best Picture that year, as well as Best Original Screenplay. Although no Oscars for Michael Stuhlbarg as an actor, which is a shame because he's really fantastic in the movie. And yeah, this is a great, great film. It's a film that is really well done. It's a film that is very funny. It can be very tragic, too. It fits the Coen brothers' formula to a T. It's everything you expect from a good Coen brothers movie, and it's here, and it works. Not much more for me to say about this, man. A Serious Man is a seriously good movie. It's one you should definitely check out. Another one of those movies that would have been a contender for the short list of the best movies of the year. It's that good. And so with all that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. The next time we meet, we'll take a look at 4 movies. Not quite as good of a week, but we do have Ralphie from A Christmas Story in the director's chair for the first time with Couples Retreat. That's basically the big new release that came out in wide release, but we also have Chris Rock in a documentary, kind of, Good Hair. We also have Carey Mulligan, who gets an Academy Award nomination later in the year for An Education. And then probably the most notable of the 4 movies we have here, Bronson, with Tom Hardy in a performance where it's... This is a movie that I'm going to love talking about coming up next time around. 4 movies we'll take a look at. That'll be tomorrow on the show, so be on the lookout for that. With all that said, though, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And also, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, and the bell, so you get updates on when new videos come out. And we do post new videos here every day. And don't go too far away, because coming up on Time About the Movies Flashback, we'll flashback to April 17th, 1987 with 2 movies, Matthew Broderick and Project X, and also Prick Up Your Ears. So we'll take a look at both of those movies on Time About the Movies Flashback. That'll be coming up after I post this up, so please stick around, because we will be right back with more after this.